Hello friends, welcome back to my channel again, Code with me. In this session of Java programming language, we will be discussing about another interesting topic, that is data encapsulation, friends. So friends, I hope few of you guys have come across that data encapsulation is mainly well known for data security. So what is exactly data encapsulation? What is the purpose of using it? Why it is used especially in Java, which makes it an object-oriented programming language? So friends, as usually, let's start with the definition of, I'm sorry, let's start with the definition of data encapsulation. Friends, data encapsulation is nothing but it's a process of providing the controlled access to the important parts of important things in the programs by declaring that as private. So friends, if, uh, if you didn't have the exact clarity of what is data encapsulation, so I'll make a note of it. So request you, can you please note down if you're interested. Sorry, data encapsulation is the process of providing controlled, sorry, providing the controlled access to the important component of the program, declaring it as private. Friends, this is called as encapsulation. It's nothing but a process of providing the controlled access to the important component of the program by declaring it as private. So friends, as you guys come across, by declaring it as private, so it will not be accessible via public class. So if any other classes or any other manager trying to access some class or method which is declared as private, it is not possible. So if you ask me, how do you declare, how do you access a class or method when it is already declared as private? So friends, when you declare it private, it can be accessed. So it can be accessed to, it can be accessed from a public setters, sorry, and getters. So friends, obviously I have a question in mind. We declare a particular class or method as private so that it will not be accessible to any other class. So why do we provide an access using public sector or getters when there is no need of declaring as private? Listen carefully, friends. The reason why we have declaring the specific important things of a program in as private, because so it should be accessible to the specific or unauthorized access who have a permission to access the specific class or methods. That permission is given via public setters and getters in Java programming language. So if you want if you want to know the clear example of what is data encapsulation, I'll give a clear example. Example, friends. You draw uh, you draw 5,000 rupees from an ATM. So friends, let me take the example that you draw a 5,000 rupees from an unknown ATM. Okay. So the question really arises is, when we try to withdraw the money, what happens? We'll first input the secret PIN number followed by the cash which we want to debit it, and once the cash is came out of the ATM, we'll take the money and we'll exit. But now the real question arises here is, friends, once the amount has been successfully withdrawn from the ATM, your bank server will save the amount which you have drawn. Okay, friends, your bank server will save the amount which you have drawn, and second, which bank ATM which you have used to draw the money, right? And nextly, which area, in which area you have withdraw the money, and fourth one time. So your bank server will save all the details like amount which you have drawn, which bank ATM you have used to draw the money, and which area ATM you have used, and the timings, everything. But one thing, friends, that your ATM machine, no ATM machine will store your PIN number. Why, friends? Because PIN number here, the reason why the ATM will not store PIN number means because this PIN number will be declared as private in coding. Okay, friends, and it will be accessed only to the account holder. So I hope now you guys have the clear idea why data encapsulation is providing is process of providing the controlled access to the important components of the program by declaring it as private. Here you can see, friends, here PIN is called as the important component, so I'm declaring it as private, and I'm providing the controlled access only to the account holder by using public setters and getters. This is called as data encapsulation, friends. Okay, friends, this is I'm sorry, this is called a data encapsulation, and the reason why, main advantage of using this data encapsulation, friends, that is data security. Data encapsulation provides the best security in Java programming language. So that's the reason that we make use of encapsulation. So if you want to guys note down all the points I've written here, request to kindly pause the video if I'm fast. So, and please note down all the points. For the time being, I'm taking this taking this all these things out, and I'll be writing down an example program that you will have clear clarity of what is data encapsulation and how it is coded in Java programming language. So friends, so I'm putting this in comments. Data encapsulation. I'm sorry. Okay, and we'll start with the main class. Public class main. Followed by the syntax. Public static void main followed by string arguments. So I've declared a main class, friends. Now to explain the data encapsulation, so I have to declare another class. So for time being, friends, I'll declare a class named dog. Okay, it's an example. In this dog, I'll create some variables like string name, string breed, and cost. So friends, now I have declared here the parameters of dog, that is the name of the dog and the breed of the dog and probably the cost of the dog. So I hope you guys are aware of how do you access these variables from main class. So like the same way, I'll declare an object of the dog D followed by the constructor which is used to get an object and D. So friends, I've successfully created the object of the dog. So now I want to initialize the values to this instance variables of the dog is D dot name equals, let me guess, labro. Okay friends, and D dot breed, German Shepherd. Okay friends. So and finally I'll give the value of this cost D dot cost equal to 10,000 rupees, whatever it may be. So what I will do, friends, just I'll just try to print all the things. So let's see if this output will surely work or not. So system dot out dot println. Okay friends, let's copy this thing 23 times as I declared 3 variables. That is D dot name, sorry friends, D dot read and followed by D dot cost. Okay friends, when I try to execute the program, you can clearly see here that I successfully declared the name of the dog and followed by the breed and followed by the cost. So friends, now question really arises here is, now assume that I'll be keeping these 3 name, breed and cost as the important important components of the dog. So as per the definition I have explained it before, I'll be providing the controlled access to the important part of the program here, which is declared as name, breed, and cost by declaring it as private. So what I will do first, I'll just make a slight change. I'll declare these three variables as private. Okay, friends. So when I try to execute the program, you can clearly see it is not accessible. All the thing that I've entered here, it is not accessible because that I have declared here as private. So by declaring it's private, it is the main program cannot access the class dog because I've declared all the variables in the class dog class as private. So it is not accessible. So the thing here is means now I want to give the controlled access to the authorized user, that is main class, this program. So how shall I do this? As the definition has to do that you can give a controlled access via public setters and getters. That's a procedure. How do you give access in the data encapsulation process? So if it's not listen carefully, what I will do, I'll just create a public setters and getters for this particular string name, string bit encode declared here. So friends, I'll create a public setter here. Public void set data. So this is a syntax that is, so friends, this is a syntax that is used to declare set data. I mean the public setters. This is how you declare the syntax of the public setters. It allows you to insert the values and allows you to only accept the values from the main class. How do I do it, friends? Public void set data. So now I have to accept the user input from the user, I mean from the main class. Here assume main class is the user and dog class is the particular important concept which I have declared as private. Okay, friends. Here since as I have declared three variables here, string name, just three variables, name, breed, and cost, I will also make use of variables here. String x, string y, and int set. So reason here I've declared int set because friends, the third variable declared is cost, which belongs to int. So as it's segregated state. So what happens, friends? Now I'll give the values here. Name equals x and followed by breed, sorry, breed equals y and int equals z. So friends, here what I have declared public void set data, which is used to accept the values. Here I have declared as separately. So for time being, friends, I'll just take this thing out. Okay, friends. So I'll put all the values here inside this zero parameter inside the dog class. Okay, friends. So friends, now you can clearly see here. So I will inside all this Labro, German Shepherd, and 10,000 inside this class. So for instance, I'll take this out. So friends, now you can clearly observe here. I have declared a public setters, which is accessible to accept the user from the main class. So successfully import the user. When I try to execute the program, it will not execute. You see here, it is showing these variables are declared but not used because in this program, friends, I have only accepted values but have not initialized and used it and displayed it. So how should I do it? As I am saying, the encapsulation should make use of public setters and getters. Now successfully declared public setters. Now I have to clear public getters in order to successfully run the data encapsulation program. So friends, I'll declare public data. So public first variable is string. So followed by name, friends. So I've successfully created get means getters for the all the three variables. Here I'll be declaring all the three separately because friends. So I have to return all this value to the particular main class and I have to display separately. You cannot display all the variables at once. So I'll be declaring as a name, okay, friends, return breed, fine. Finally, return cost. Here I'll be taking name as breed, and here I will taking as name as cost, and here it's just int because cost cannot be a string. So friends, now I have successfully created the public setters and public getters. So now I have successfully given the private method. Now I have successfully given the access to the main program to access the private data of the dog class. How did I do it, friends? I have given the access to this main class. I have given the access to the main class so that it can access the private methods and private class and private variables of the dog class. So friends, now what happens here? Set data is accepted the input from the users. Now I'm returning all the three values back to the main program. So now I have to declare. So now I have to display. Let's see by displaying all the three values like name and breed and code, whether it is successfully has given the controlled access to the main program or not. So system dot out dot sorry friends, print ln. Okay friends, e dot get name. Okay friends, the same way I'll be copying this line. Okay friends, now I'll take this thing name breed. Okay, this thing name and it has cost. So when I run the program, so friends, in this program I'll explain once more. Here in this program I declared string name, string breed and int cost as the most important part of the programming like this program. So I have provided the controlled access by declaring these important parts name, breed and cost as private. You can clearly observe here. So since I have declared private, all the three is private, the main program cannot access these private methods. So in order to provide the access to this particular variables that are declared as private, I'll be making use of public setters and getters, which I have explained to you here. Public setters and public getters. Okay, friends. And now I have successfully handed over the access to the main program in order to access the private members of dog class. Now try to execute the program, friends. Just it is showing slight error, friends. Let me see where it went wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, friends. Here it hasn't. So sorry, friends. It's the small error. Let me get it for you. Sorry, friends. Now you can clearly see here, friends. I'm sorry, I have made a slight mistake here. Check this out. Now you can clearly, friends, I have entered all the values of this name breed inside this cost, like Labro, and followed by German Shepherd, followed by cost. So friends, when I try to execute the program, it is showing error in the line 33. It is showing that you have entered the values here. Now clearly observe here, friends. The values that is entered inside here, it can be given if you make use of constructors, because the functionality that I have used in order to input the values inside this zero parameter common brackets, that is used in constructor in making use of constructors, friends. But in order to input the values to the particular data encryption, how do you access this, friends? Let me give you a clear example. I'll just for the instance I'll take this out, friends, and I'll create another public set data. So in order to give the values, input the values that were declared as private. So I'll paste this here. Okay, friends. Now you can clearly show here, friends. I have declared public set data. So I'm giving the values of this particular variables which is declared as private inside a public set data parameters. Here by making use of this public object handler D, I have created another parameter named as public set data and I have initialized value here. So what happens? This Labro, German Shepherd, and 10,000 will go and sit in this string and int. So it will be so these values are handed over to the X, Y, and Z. I'll be returning these names here. So friends, when I try to execute the program here, you can clearly observe here it's saying as Labro, German Shepherd, and 10,000 cost. So friends, this is how you access the private variables. This is called as data encapsulation. This is how you provide and controlled access. This is how you provide controlled access to the main important concept of the program, that is string name, string bit in this program. Declaring is a private and providing the access via public setters and public address. It is declared as public set data and public get name inside this program. So friends, the session of the data encapsulation ends here. So friends, if you have any doubt regarding this data encapsulation, request you to kindly pin down your doubts in the comment section. Okay, and definitely reply you back. And if you like this video, request to kindly please like, share, subscribe, and keep supporting me. Thank you very much, friend. Have a nice day. Keep coding. Be happy.